So I guess we can move on to the next part of the session, and it is the lecture challenge. Again, we'll be listening to a lecture and answering a few questions at the end, so please listen closely and enjoy. All right, so that was the lecture by Marco Tempest, and the questions are: the speaker has a background in medicine and magic. It's a yes or no question. And then the second question is: the speaker called the little flying things A, drones, B, quadcopters, C, airplanes. And the third question, which is also a yes or no question, this flying thing uses artificial intelligence. So again, we'll be first hearing from our attendees through the polls, and then we'll go to our instructors. All right, so the results are in. For the first question, no wins by 56%. The second question, drones wins by 75%. And the third question, yes wins by 81%, which I believe is the highest percentage we've gotten so far. And yeah, let's start maybe with Mariam on what she thinks about these questions.
For the first one, I don't think they mentioned that he has a background in medicine, so it's no. And for the second question, I also agree with the majority. And for this third one, I don't think they mentioned that this is related to artificial intelligence. So I'm not sure, but I'll agree with no.
What are some other responses?
Okay, I agree with the majority on the first one. The second one, they are technically drones, but he called them quadcopters. So I'd agree with quadcopters, and then they are using artificial intelligence, he said.
Wait, so are they drones or quadcopters?
Well, he called them quadcopters. So
I can confirm that, by the way. What are some other...
I will agree with the majority on the first one. No, he didn't say he had a background in medicine. The second one, I'll agree with Yusuf. He did call them quadcopters. So I did. The first thing I thought was drones, but then I said, well, he did say quadcopters. And then the third question, I say, yes, it did say artificial intelligence.
Okay, so we have some disagreement with like the audience. Let's hear some more. Rahima?
In the first question, I would say no, because if I'm not mistaken, in the beginning, he was talking about technology and magic. And in the second question, I was thinking about drones, but I would believe Yusuf. So like, I would go what Yusuf says. Then the third question is definitely yes. Yeah.
I agree with that too. And think in the beginning, he said his background was in technology and magic. The second question I actually missed. I didn't hear him say either thing. So I missed that one somehow, but I agree with you if you say it was quadcopters. But the third question, I would say yes, because he did mention that they take note of their environment and use some artificial intelligence for that.
Sounds great. Are there any other responses? Some other thoughts?
I agree with Yusuf as well. For the first question, my answer is no, because he didn't mention about the medicine. The second question, I agree with Yusuf because quadcopters also it's doing like that, and also the third question, choosing by artificial intelligence.
Sounds great.
I think the first question, definitely no, but the second one, I was looking at the title, a swarm of mini drones, right? So I was confused. I was choose one. So, and the last one, yes, artificial intelligence, definitely.
Very interesting point. Very interesting point. I guess we can move on to the next part, and it is another lecture, so enjoy watching it. right, that was a very interesting lecture. I love that quote at the end. So the questions are as follows. The speaker believes that the ancestors of human are fishes. It's a true or false question. And then the second question is, based on evolution theory, humans and monkeys are both ancestors of dinosaurs. It's also a true or false question. Then the third question is, the speaker calls his students shrimps. It's a yes or no question. So let's hear from our audience first, and then we'll go on to our instructors. All right, so the results are in. So the first question, true wins by 89%. And then second question, false wins by 68%. And then for the third question, which is very interesting, I really find it interesting. The third question, yes wins by 74%. So I guess he calls his students shrimps. Let's hear it from our instructors.
I agree with 1 and 2. I agree with the majority. On 3, he said whenever his students finally understand why he calls them fishes, then he knows that he's teaching them correctly. So I wouldn't agree with the majority on number 3.
I do
I agree with Yusuf there. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Go for it. Sorry.
I would just say I agree with Yusuf there. At the beginning, he says yes. He believes their ancestors are fish. I don't think he mentioned dinosaurs at all, so that would be false there. And I would say no for number 3. He said he calls the students fish.
I would agree with Yusuf and Chris, because in the first question, in the beginning, he mentioned about fish, not monkeys. And the second question, it's false. They haven't talked about dinosaurs or something like that. And the Yusuf was correct as well about like fish and not shrimps.
What are some other responses? Let's just make this a fun conversation between us.
For the first one, the speaker believes that the ancestors. Okay, yeah, correct. This is the point of this whole presentation. So based on evolution theory, humans and monkeys are both ancestors of dinosaurs. What? No, he didn't say anything about dinosaurs in the first place. And for the last one, he didn't say anything about shrimps. That's for sure. So yeah, I agree with Yusuf. Good job, Yusuf.
I think they talked about, they're saying that we started as fish, and then fish went to land and became reptiles, and reptiles, some of them started flying and became birds, and others became mammals, and so on. So for question number 2, it is false. For question number 1, yes, the answer is fish. However, he doesn't call his students fish. He doesn't call them shrimps. He calls them fish. So question number 3 is no. Sorry for the 14 students that said yes.
I too agree with the majority on the first one. He did say that ancestors are descended from fish. On number 2, I will say that that's true. It's false. What the audience said was true, but the answer is false, is the short answer. And then the third one is no, he didn't call them shrimp. He said fish.
Mariam?
For the first question, it's absolutely true, because he spent the whole lecture convincing the audience why he believed that our ancestors were fish. And for the second one, he didn't mention anything about dinosaurs, so I'll go for false. And for the last question, I also agree with the majority of the instructors. It's no.